While I'm in Chianti, I'll be staying at Le Fontanelle, a 5-star hotel, but most importantly, an elegant countryside residence just 20 minutes drive from Radda in Chianti. Here, you'll be surrounded by this region's splendours, and the attentive service will make you feel at home.
When I first came to see this place, I immediately fell in love with it. It was an emotional experience. We bought it in the year 2000. It was as if we were under its spell. It took me by the heart. The name Le Fontanelle, meaning the little fountains, comes from the fountains where the cattle would drink and where the women would do their laundry. There was running water, and the actual locality is called Le Fontanelle. I've been living here for 10 years now, and every time I go outdoors, I need to stop somewhere because it really makes me emotional. We did a lot of work here, a lot of renovation work. But I must admit, I enjoyed myself, and everything I did with passion. I'd say, how can I put it? It's quite an atypical hotel. It's a hotel, obviously, but there's something special about it. It's very fulfilling for the guests who come here, and as you may have noticed, they often come back to visit us. People feel at home here. First for the hospitality, then for our attentive service. And I also think it's a very captivating place. When renovating it, I wanted to keep a very Tuscan influence, even in terms of the furniture, but always keeping in mind the original house. It was an old house. It was built in the 1200s and has got bigger over time. It was even a convent once. Then it was owned by a succession of farming families who worked the land to grow all sorts of crops, such as grapes and olives. It really is a unique place. For its location, for the surroundings. There's no doubt that it was man who built and maintained it. But it's the place as a whole which is enlightening, with the land, the location and the scenery. But that's no thanks to us. That must be God's doing.
Well, if you come to Le Fontanelle, there are wonderful things to do. Just to walk through our lovely gardens. You can pass through also our botanic garden and enjoying the view. You have a view how far you can see in wonderful summer days. It's just like it's open your heart. And then when you would like to rest a little bit, you can maybe take a little picnic basket and sitting down and be by yourself. What is more about luxury as having time for yourself. Afterwards, maybe you can go to our spa, enjoying a lovely treatment with Maria Elena. She is our spa therapist, and she is very, very good. And please try her relaxing massage. Afterwards, you'll feel like newborn. Well, after you come back to Le Fontanelle, after your wonderful massage, why not sitting down and having a nice glass of wine, obviously from our own production, and of course a wonderful taste of Tuscany. It is all in our red wine. The red wine here in this region is very famous because we're in the typical Chianti Classico region. We are just like 30 minutes north of Siena. We do have a shop inside, it's our wine shop, and a lot of guests, they're passing through just before leaving the hotel, because they would like to take a little taste back home with them, and that is of course the wine, and not to forget our olive oil. So we are also olive oil producer. Food. I would like to leave also the words to our chef Daniele Cannella, which can explain also his idea and his menu. But you remain surely astonished of the wonderful food from our restaurant. So please come and try us.
Now it's time to treat myself to some local cuisine.
Our philosophy is to focus on local dishes made with products from the land and give them a modern twist, only using fresh ingredients that can be found locally. Today, we made ravioli with Cintasenese pig. First, we cooked a Cintasenese pig from the local area. Then we made the ravioli and served it with a leek puree, because leeks are in season, and a red wine sauce made using wine from our own winery. Those who come here and try our food are always very pleased. I often go out to talk to them. We sometimes talk about other dishes we have on our menu, and they often return to taste those dishes too.
Among our desserts, we have an extra dark chocolate mousse served with a raspberry sorbet, a raspberry sauce, and a raspberry crisp.
After a good stroll through the small streets of Radda in Chianti, there's nothing better than returning to the hotel to relax in a warm and welcoming room. All the rooms have terracotta floors and exposed wooden beams, typical architectural traits of the surrounding area.
The rooms are cosy. They aren't huge rooms like in some large hotels, but they all have their own particular character. None of them are alike. And I think that's why guests adapt well to the environment, to its warmth, and that's why they feel at home.